Hey kids, it's JJ again. I've got a cool review today. I'm not going to get real in depth with it because there are like 1,000 reviews on this out on the web, but I just want to put my 2 cents in. Emax Babyhawk. Yeah. I've got a couple of friends that are interested in this, which is the main reason I'm even doing my review on this or overview on this, because there are so many people out there that have already done this. But for my people, they know that I crash and burn everything, so they'll probably want to know. So anyway, this one is a little different. I haven't seen too many reviews on this particular one. Neat little manual. It is in English and Chinese on the back. Nothing astronomical in here. It's got some neat stuff, but whatever. Nice foam for putting over your omnibus barometers. What do we got? M255s, just extra screws, all sorts of stuff. Even comes with an Allen key. Great. This one is the black edition. This is not technically an unboxing. I have not flown it yet, but I did take it apart and make all my mods that I have to make in order to get this thing to fly for me. I'll go through that in a second. Mine also came with 2 sets of props. There you go. And I believe the one on Banggood, if you get it off of Banggood, and I can't speak for the other places, but you get 2 batteries with it. This one was kind of a special deal. It didn't come with batteries, which is okay. I heard the batteries are okay. I've got some wicked cool 2S batteries that I just got in yesterday that I'm going to fly with this. So that are 80C, 80 plus C. So should be pretty cool. The quad itself. Here's what I ended up doing. This is the plug-and-play version. The plug-and-play version in most places is 99 bucks, and it comes with 2 batteries. Most of them I've seen are white. This one was black, so I thought that's kind of cool. I did cut off the connector and put an XT30 on it, which I still need to protect those yet. And I gotta fix that. I also took the whole thing apart. A couple other reviewers had pointed this out, that the flight controller right here is loose. It's on with really piss poor tape from the factory. So I took my whole thing apart because I did want to put a buzzer on the bottom. When I say on the bottom, you have to take the flight controller out in order, and this is my receiver actually, the flight controller is underneath here. You have to take it totally out and flip it over, and the 2 little tiny pads on the bottom are where you put your beeper. So I wanted to have that on there for sure. And I also put in the my receiver, which is a radio link, and I tied the antenna with a little bit of heat shrink to the existing antenna. That's pretty much the only mods I did. In another review, I believe it was Drone Camps, and I'll put a link to his page right here. Great guy, great content on his page. He had pointed out also that the ESCs are in upside down. From the factory, they put double-sided tape on there, but they don't take the tape backing off of it, and they don't stick them down, and the tape is facing up. So you take it apart, take the backing off the tape, twist the ESCs, and put them back down. So I did do that as well. To take this cover off, you take out these 2 screws only. Then pop these little latches on all 4, and it pops right off with the camera still installed. If you take these 2 screws off here, and these 2 here, well, I didn't put that one back in, then the camera pod comes off. Okay, you do not have to take off the camera pod to get the main case off. So that's something to be aware of, a little less work. What else did I do? I think I'm going to leave the prop guards on because we've all seen me fly around the yard, and yesterday was a bad day for me. So I don't even know if I'm going to get to fly this today or not. It's supposed to rain here. Props I've heard are really great. You did get a spare set of those. Just to get in here, if you're facing the flight controller, for those of you that do get the plug and play signal, you'll see 3 tongs that come up for your DINs for your receiver connection. Far left is signal, middle is hot, far right's ground. Okay, in case anybody cares. That's the and I took the pins out of my board and soldered it direct. I also resoldered. I resoldered basically everything. I took the whole control board out. I did go into Betaflight. It came shipped with 3.0. I wiped that out. I also put in. I upgraded the ESC. These are 6 amp bullet ESCs, and I upgraded the firmware on those as well. And it is also running D-Shot 6S. I'm sorry, D-Shot 600. I have not verified. I mean, it should be fine. It should be running that without a problem. I did do bench tests on it, and it works fine. It comes set up for one shot, 125, I believe. And the only mode is angle mode and acro, obviously. So yeah, you do have to go in there. I did keep the PIDs that came with it stock, so we're going to see how it flies with those, and I didn't make any of my other modifications on it yet. As far as flight controller, I did open up the rates to the way I fly, and I set up all my modes. I set up my beeper. I upgraded the firmware, obviously. I set it up for S-Bus. It was set up for PPM, I believe, stock. What else did we do here? That's about it. Something to note on this, because everybody raves about this thing, and I have not flown it yet, and I think it's built really well. It's not carbon fiber, it's all plastic, but people are saying it's just industrial. You know, it's really strong. We'll see. I break everything. As we know, nothing is Jason proof. So time will tell with that. But something I want to note, this does not have OSD on it, this board. But if you want to replace this board and put OSD on it, they do loop this signal wire coming out of the camera, which is very cool. You can see the connector in there. You could cut this wire and go video in, video out, and have your OSD. I think that's stellar. That's very, very cool that they can do that, that you can do that. The other note that I have seen in other reviews that I did verify is true is if you look at the description, I think at least on Banggood's site, they say that it's a 25 milliwatt transmitter. That is not the case. Mine was, I can't remember if it was 25 and 100. Crap, I can't remember. But it is switchable. It's either 100 or 200 if I remember right, and I did switch it, so it does come up higher than that. It is an SP Racing F3 Evo, so if you're reflashing it, make sure you set it up for the Evo. Let's see, on one camera, they're saying it's a Femto F3 flight controller. 5 volt 3 amp regulator with an LC filter. Like I said, haven't flown it yet. I did test the video out and did some bench tests with it without the props. Bullet 6 amp BL Heli S plug-in ESCs, which is very cool. 1104 5000 kV brushless motors, 2.3 inch props. Nothing fancy there. So that's basically the unboxing of this thing. I think it does seem very sturdy, and I'm going to do some flight tests with it and post it. Hopefully it comes back in one piece. My luck lately has just been crap. But either way, hopefully this helps some people out. And if you have any questions, please ask me, and I'll be posting the flight footage of this hopefully by the end of the weekend. So stay tuned for that, and as always, keep shiny side up. Take care.